Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Paul, and today we're taking a look at a couple of utility knife options from Screwpop. First of all, thank you to Screwpop for sending these review samples over. I do greatly appreciate it. However, I must declare that they did not receive any advanced notice of my opinion, any input into the final version of this video, any early access to the video, and they did not provide any financial compensation. This is literally just providing me with a product for review consideration, and then this is all my own opinions based on my own personal use. So let's go ahead and jump into this. We have two utility knife options here. This is the Ron's utility knife version 3, I think, and this is the newer Screwpop Twin Trak. These are both very affordable, very usable utility knife options in my opinion. The utility knife is going to come, or the Ron's utility knife is going to come in at $9 on Amazon, and then the Twin Trak is going to come in at $10. Very similar prices. They're basically effectively the same price. It's just $1. So if you're considering them, just put that at a standard. Now, first of all, with the Ron's utility knife, we have a stainless steel folded design. The blade itself is kept in place by both a magnet and this retaining arm, which pivots a little bit around the stop pin, just up and down like that. So it goes up, the blade slides out. Here we have that magnet for retention, and you just extend it as far as you like. Once you have used up part of the blade, just take it out, flip it around, and use the other side. Nice and simple. And you can see just that little bit of corrosion from where I've been just opening and closing this. Now I will say that this is very nice to close. This does apply to both of them because you have this magnetic little part here. So you literally just snap back closed. Very safe. This does also offer a bottle opener in the end as well. And a little attachment point. All Screwpop products appear to come with a nice little carabiner, which I don't have to hand. Not climbing rated, but big and chunky and good for keeping keys and tools on. Now the Twin Trak is a similar principle. You have a magnet and a retaining arm. However, it is called the Twin Trak, and that is because we have two sides, two blades. So this is going to work a little differently. Obviously, this is going to need to be ambidextrous to facilitate both sides. So rather than having a rear-mounted retaining arm, we have it on the side here. And as you can see, again, it just slips up and down. They are independent. You can have both out, you can have one out, and the same magnetic pullback. This obviously has the benefit of being ambidextrous, whereas this is more heavily leaning into a right-handed user. You can use it with your left hand, like all tools, basically. However, it is going to require a bit more finesse, and it's just a struggle I imagine left-handed people have to get used to in a right-handed world. But having an ambidextrous option is nice. It is also great in that you have another blade right there. I apologize, there is a dog barking. Yeah, you do have a spare blade to swap out into your preferred side to use if you want, and then you also have the option of using two different blades for two different tasks. You might have one for more gungy, dirty work, and you might prefer to keep one sharper and cleaner for more precise, detailed work. Now, this design does offer you a little bit of, let's see if I can actually get that to show up, a little bit of gentle jimping on the bottom to provide grip, whereas the utility knife is basically all smooth stainless steel. However, I've never particularly had a problem gripping it, and if you had this on some kind of lanyard or carabiner, that would be fine to hold as well. Now, something that I think is an important difference to point out with them is that the difference in retaining arm thickness does lead you to a difference in use. So here we have the retaining arm on the Ron's utility knife, and as you can see, the travel whilst locked open exists, but it's not terrible, it's fairly minimal. What you'll notice is that the thickness of the part of the arm retaining on each knife is substantially thicker on the dual track. So when this is out and extended, you have substantially more play within that. I don't think this is necessary. I think this is either a design concession. Maybe they thought that it doesn't particularly matter, and to be fair, it's not the end of the world. It's not as quite nice to use, but you can always just brace the blade with your thumb like that, or just ignore it and just let whatever you're cutting just push it back to the furthest part. However, I do think that because of that additional play, the Ron's utility knife, it does still have play, but it is substantially less. It's just a little bit of a nicer cutting experience. Then again, the Twin Trak does fill your hand more and provide that little bit of extra jimping, so I can see that being more ergonomic in a different way. So this is really a case of whatever you want, you know, what appeals to you more. The price is close enough that they may as well be the same price, but they do have different value propositions, different aesthetics, and they appeal to different people to somewhat, in my opinion. What I find personally great is about these is that they exist. Now, the utility knife game in EDC, like basically everything, let's be real, has gotten kind of astronomical. You can, have little bits of folded titanium that are worth hundreds of dollars, and it just gets kind of insane, crazy, or like $60, or like just a lot of money for a utility knife holder that isn't even offering you any kind of crazy additional utility like that overbuilt one that does this, the rotating scraping thing. This is at most $10. The blades come included. If you break them somehow, I'm not entirely sure how you would do that, or you lose them, you can replace them. They're cheap enough that you can have them in toolkits lying around. They're cheap enough that you can give them as gifts. Christmas is coming. These are good stuff, good practical stocking stuffers. That is hard to say. And everything in EDC doesn't need to be ridiculously expensive. These are a great option. I think these complement something like an expensive knife really well. You have your expensive knife to play with, show off, and use on neat, fine cutting, and then you can break out one of these when it's time to cut through a bunch of cardboard or nasty adhesive stuff. And that's where I'm at with this. I can solidly recommend both of these after a lot of use. I actually gave a second Twin Trak I received as a review sample to a left-handed person I know, and they had a lot of use using it in a store opening packaging. These work great. I highly recommend them. Just bear in mind the pros and cons of each model, but you can't go wrong either way, and there'll be a link to both down in the description below. But let me know what you think of these utility knives. Do you carry a utility knife in general? And what do you think of Screwpop as a company? Let me know in the comments section down below. And whilst you're down there, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. Every little does help the channel greatly. But until next time, I've been Paul, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.